The inspection was supposed to take 40 minutes. I know this, because Devet Khan told me so when he came down the ramp. 40 minutes, he said. Standard biometric certification for auxiliary support fauna traveling under Earth Handler Authority. He had a form for everything. I had seen his kind before. Cooperative biometric specialists who arrive with a flat case of instruments and a confidence in their taxonomy that borders on the spiritual. They had catalogued 6,000 Earth species. They had processed 200 working dog teams through Kessavar Station in the past 18 months alone. Devet Khan was, by all accounts, the best they had. He did not finish the form. I want to be clear about what the morning looked like before he arrived. Kessavar Station Annex 7 is not a glamorous posting. It is a loading bay with a concrete ramp, 4 overhead lights that flicker in sequence whenever the ventilation cycles, and a smell that is best described as industrial wet wool. The kennels run along the south wall, 12 runs, each with a drain, a water line, and a latching mechanism that the dogs had learned to open before the end of week 2. I had a clipboard. I had coffee that had gone cold. I had 24 Earth working dogs to present for certification, and I had the low-grade headache that comes from processing paperwork before 0700. 23 of those dogs were fine. German Shepherds, 2 Belgian Malinois, a pair of Labradors, a bloodhound named Sergeant who had been with the unit since before I took the post. Devet Khan moved through them, the way a man moves through a filing cabinet, efficiently, without interest, tapping results into his flat case one after another. He asked reasonable questions. He noted the bloodhound's olfactory metrics with something that might have been professional appreciation. He was, for the first 35 minutes, exactly as good at his job as advertised. Then he reached the end of the line. Drum was sitting at the last run's gate when we got to him. He was not doing anything remarkable. He was sitting the way he always sits. Square, planted, all 4 feet under him like he's been bolted to the floor. He weighs 52 pounds. He is white with a brindle patch over his left ear and a head shaped like something a committee designed without a clear mandate. His face, when he looks at you, produces the impression that he has already considered your situation carefully and found it wanting. He was looking at Devet Khan, the way he looks at everything, with the specific patience of an animal that has never once needed to prove anything to anyone. Devet Khan raised his instrument. I have seen that instrument work 100 times. The reading takes between 4 and 9 seconds. The display produces a species classification, a threat tier assessment, and a behavioral profile summary. Devet Khan had done 23 of these in the past 37 minutes without a single delay. He stood there for 11 seconds. I didn't say anything. I have learned, in 14 years of kennel work, that the moment you explain an animal is the moment the other party stops listening to what the animal is telling them. Drum sat. The instrument hummed. Devet Khan's secondary handling arm, the small one, on his left flank, the one his species deploys for fine motor calibration, unfolded without him seeming to notice. This reading is incomplete, he said. It usually comes back fine, I said. He recalibrated. Drum watched the recalibration the way he watches most things. With his head level, his ears relaxed, his eyes doing that thing where they track you without appearing to move. Devet Khan ran the scan again. 15 seconds. The secondary handling arm folded and unfolded. The instrument is producing a tertiary classification prompt, Devet Khan said. That prompt is designated for pre-categorized designates. I have not filed a pre-categorized prompt since my 3rd year of certification. What was the pre-categorized designate then? I asked. He named something I didn't recognize. A species from a system 1,400 light-years out. Something with a designation number instead of a common name. Drum is from Coventry, I said. West Midlands. Devet Khan looked at me. Then he looked at the dog. Drum had not moved. He had not wagged his tail, which he sometimes does when he's interested. He had not yawned, which he does when he's bored. He was simply there, present in the way that a wall is present, or a load-bearing beam, a thing that has decided to occupy a space and has communicated that decision to the physics of the room. The instrument, Devet Khan said carefully, is asking me to confirm whether this animal is traveling under a prior designation. He's a working dog, I said. He's on the auxiliary support manifest under my authority as Kennel NCO. His paperwork is in the case on the table. Devet Khan looked at the paperwork. He looked at Drum. His secondary arm was doing something I can only describe as fidgeting, which is not a word I had previously associated with a cooperative biometrics specialist. The prior designation, he said, is the 15th time it has been issued in the history of the Cooperative's biometric classification program. I'm aware of the priors, I said. We had a hamster last month. He looked at me. I looked at him. Drum looked at neither of us, because Drum had decided, sometime in the last 30 seconds, that there was something interesting at the base of the second Kennel Run's gate latch. He was examining it with the focused attention he gives to anything that might eventually be useful to understand. He was not threatening anyone. He was not performing anything. He was a 52-pound dog from Coventry, investigating a gate latch at 0742 on a Tuesday, and the Cooperative's best biometrics specialist was standing very still, 11 feet away, with his secondary arm at an angle that suggested his nervous system was handling more information than it was designed to process at once. I need to file, Devet Khan said. The table's right there, I said. He filed standing up. I have never seen a cooperative specialist file standing up before. He produced forms from the flat case that I was fairly confident he had not come in with. He made 4 separate transmissions over a 12-minute period. He asked me twice for Drum's date of birth, which is in the paperwork, and once for the name of the facility in Coventry where Drum was whelped, which is also in the paperwork. Drum finished examining the gate latch, walked back to the center of his run, and lay down. He put his chin on his front paws. His eyes drifted toward Devet Khan, with the mild interest of a creature that has decided the situation is no longer worth standing up for. Devet Khan closed his flat case. The inspection is complete, he said. All 23 working animals in the Auxiliary Support Manifest are certified under Standard Cooperative Transit Authority. He paused. The 24th animal is certified under prior class designation, effective immediately. His transit documentation has been updated. You will receive 11 supplementary forms before end of shift. 11, I said. The prior designation generates a cascade, he said. It is administrative. Most of the forms are for other departments. He went back up the ramp. I watched him go. He walked the way a man walks when he is very carefully not walking fast. I looked at Drum. Drum looked at me. He thumped his tail once against the kennel floor, the slow, decisive thump he does when he's decided a situation has been adequately resolved, and closed his eyes. The 11 forms arrived at 0831. The last one was a memo from the Cooperative Biometric Classification Bureau's Senior Archival Division, requesting a high-resolution photograph of Drum for their records, and a note from Devet Khan attached to it that said, in the formal register his species uses for official correspondence. The animal's composure under assessment conditions was noted. This observation is not a classification. It is a professional courtesy. I printed it out and taped it to Drum's kennel. He didn't read it. He was asleep.